head out to Heathcote. Got B in front of me. I ran into him in Bendigo, so we thought we'll head out together. I'm going to go through some mental health chats now. Now, it's going to be different for me to be talking about it while on the bike, so I've got to concentrate with riding and try and obviously think about what I'm saying. But I'll tell you right now, I've got some stuff to go through because it keeps coming up. You know, it's stuff that I obviously read out of people. I can't help it, it's how I am. No one's perfect, I'm not perfect, I'll always say that. But it's one of those things. Rightio, I'm going to talk about siblings, family, and childhood trauma and behaviours, because what it does is it programs us to who we are, what our belief system is, and I want to break it down because this isn't directed at anyone like on purpose. It's more that if you can identify things and start finding acceptance in your life, you're going to get on with your shit. Look, we're all going through changes, and I can't say it enough. We are. Every day is a new day of either change or you stay and remain the same. A lot of people can stay in victimisation and different things, whereas a lot want to break free, you know, from past experiences, traumas, hurt, and want to get on to fulfill a new and substantial life. So what I want to talk about is siblings to start, family separation. This is deep stuff. I come from a separated family from the age of just around 4 years old, 3.5 sort of thing. Still remember when my parents separated. Like, I've got a pretty full-on memory with certain things, some things not so much. Siblings. Now, you got to think, if you are a solo child in life, you're either going to be one that understands the world to get on with your shit, or you're one that takes the attention feed as a child, because being a solo kid, you get a lot of attention, because there's no other siblings to get attention. So you've got to realise when you're, sometimes I call some of the solo like child family, single child syndrome, because you get a lot of attention at a young age, because you're the only one, you always seek attention in life and validation. You go out of your way to try and show off and create attention to yourself, because that's all you're used to. And to be quite frank, a lot of people just don't give a fuck. But unfortunately, with programming, as a solo kid, you have exactly got that. Now the thing is too, with solo, I should say just a one-child family, if parents separate at a young age, there's a disconnection in happiness and acceptance, which then you can go out of your way to want to find acceptance in life and do things differently to seek and validate attention. So if your parents split and say the child is stuck with the mother, the attention of the father isn't there, and because that's not there, that child will go out of their way to always seek validation, because they're not getting validation from the one that's meant to love them the most. This is heavy stuff. It's hard for me to talk about while riding, but I'm going to go through it. So think about that. If you're a solo child, I hope you're out there fulfilling your own cup and not trying to get everyone else to fill your cup up when you're putting that effort and energy out there to only seek that invalidation of acceptance. Okay, two sibling family. Yet again, there's a firstborn, they get a lot of attention. Secondborn, they can get a lot of attention. I come out of a two sibling family. I feel it to be very equal. If it is offset, I don't look for it. I just don't. However, through the years, up until some time, I know I was trying to chase validation from family, and that was just my program. Growing up with mum more opposed to the old man, that's the thing. I've come from femininity, fuck, I've got to get this right, from a feminine side of upbringing, so to speak, than the masculine. So even through my years, things that you've got to see, build, accomplish, break down, fail, get up, keep going, it's an ongoing thing, but this is common behaviour. And I will admit, I still probably have, I still do have, behaviours where I can sharpen up on, absolutely. But I've noticed over the years is that you've got to fill your cup up. You have to. You can't rely on anyone else to do it, to qualify you when you need to qualify yourself. I always say to people in life, if it doesn't serve you for your higher good, don't serve it at all. It's like an investment. Is it a good or a bad investment? But people sometimes know that they can't understand why things are the way they are, and they can live in victimization. They can live in false belief. That's how it goes. 3 sibling family. Now, 3 siblings, I see this a lot. You've got your firstborn, of course they're going to get all the attention. They're the only child in the family so far. But when you throw a second child in the mix, and then a third, that middle child unfortunately feels as though, and it can come off, you know, like I said, I don't want this to sound nasty or directive at anyone, but when you have a 3 sibling family, that middle child can feel like they're missing out, and it's not the parents' fault, I've got to say that, unless they are obliged to do so in their behaviour, but a middle child will feel like they miss out on love and happiness under a household because, one, they're in the middle of 2 others. When the third born comes along, and it's probably short-lived from second to third, a lot of attention goes to that third child. Like, of course people are going to be absolutely excited there's another sibling in the family, aunties, uncles, friends, work colleagues, whatever it might be, but that middle child sees it and goes, well, why aren't I being as loved as what maybe the first sibling was that was born? Because they see that they're in a different area of life, they're maturing, even though they're kids, they're in a different sponge head space of absorption of knowledge and life than what that second child is. But the third one, being new, a lot of attention. Middle one's like, this is where some middle child, the sibling of the middle, can become very narcissistic because, well, if you didn't give me the attention I deserve, then I'll go out and I'll seek it in other ways. And they can be very, very, very naughty kids. Even as adults, they just look and feed for things differently. And the thing is with such things, I can go on with 4th and 5th and 6th if that happens to be the case, but you get the idea. There's always going to be a child that feels like they haven't had the acceptance value through emotional connection with mum and dad or one or the other, and they feel neglected, and that neglect in behaviour is programmed through pushing boundaries in life, seeing how far they can go until people pull them up. If they don't pull them up, they'll keep going, and they build an establishment in their frame of mind mentally that they can get away with fucking everything. Now, I will say to a T, people that get online and fucking asshole other people online are definitely neglected mentally from childhood trauma, with fear of rejection, this and that they've got an entitlement to go out and put other people down just for their benefit, to feel better and feel like they've spoken their voice. But the thing is, with their voice, they will never ever go back to their parents and speak the voice of truth on why they are built and hurt the way they are. I guarantee you it very rarely happens, because people can think about what they want to say, but in a given moment, the way you have vocabulary and the way you express yourself will never come to fruition of how you think about it in your mind as a role play. This is how deep psychology goes. This is how deep mental behaviour goes. This is how deep your actions in life actually work in reality. So I just want to say, if you feel like you've been hurt emotionally for whatever reason as a kid, you need to accept as much as you can of your past and start getting on and building your future, and do it for you. Don't do it for anyone else. Don't go and buy that fat house and try and jam it up someone that, hey, look what I've achieved. You're still hurt. You need to do it for you. Prove to your fucking self that you can do it for you. This is where goals, affirmations, positive mental attitude, having a vision board, you've got to have pictures of things that you want to achieve in life. That's just how it goes. So right now, affirmations for me, a huge part is the business, the way I want to orchestrate and build motors and build bikes. I do a lot of study on different things to sharpen my own tools in my toolbox to create something that's going to make someone else so fucking happy. Right, that is the thing. I don't it's hard. A lot of us are out in life, you know, trying to volunteer too much, to assist too many people. I've fallen that trap too many times, helping people mentally. I don't even want to go into it, but a lot of people know what I've done in the past when it comes to mental health and psychology, cognitive behaviour therapy, dealing with all labelling, you know, of these mental health issues, depression, PTSD, bipolar, all the shit that goes on. Like, there's a lot out there, but I know, I deeply look at people and I can tell, I know they can get ahead with life. I know they can really get their shit happening, but the thing is, they are that victimized to situations, exposures, and their belief system that they just choose not to, because they're always validating to get attention and fucking everything else that goes on. So guys, I don't know where else to go with this. Obviously riding, I haven't done this before. I said I wanted to do it. I'm going to keep doing this sort of shit, because if I can change someone's mental you know, aptitude in a day to become better than the person they were yesterday, I've done my job, pal. It's as simple as that. If I build a mad motor for someone and they love it, I've done my job, pal, because I know the smile on their face every time they ride their bike, that satisfies me like you got no idea. And I didn't even have to talk about mental health to even get that person going. So this is what SF Custom Cycles is all about. It's not about psychology coming in and going on about everything. It's about having rides and go and have some freedom. I know what essential freedom and essential reward looks like. I'm doing it right now. Brenton's doing it right now. We're out here having some freedom, and this is what we need. Blow all the shit off our shoulders that we've escalated through the days, the weeks, the months, the years, life. Let's just let it be behind us and get going with other things, emotion of value. We're going out to Heathcote, and this is why I love going to Heathcote. I want to build with these guys and be a part of something where we can help one another come out and have a good time. And that's what I mean. Going to the drags ain't about being the best. It's about being the best version of yourself, to go home to be better to you, your family, your loved ones, so that your happiness is overflowing into those guys. Oh man, that's about all I got. I'm going to go to the track and have some have a bit of content going on. No racing today, but guys, please think about it. This is where you need to sit back, and it's not about regretting life. It's about going, you know what, something he said made sense. I do need to get the fuck on with what I'm doing with life. I do need to forget about that person. I do need to forget about how I feel and not have revenge in ways. You need to fill your watering can up, because guaranteed majority of you have got an empty fucking watering can and no one's filling it up for you. The only person that can do it is you. Guys, believe in yourself. I'll talk to you soon.